Hey guys, J77 here, doing another movie review live from Starbucks. I wanted to talk about Concussion. This is actually my second attempt to do an actual honest review, and the reason why I'm doing it as a second attempt and not repost the original video is because of an emotional feeling that I was getting after seeing this movie. No question about it. This is a very emotional charged film, and I did not feel it was appropriate to have all that emotion that's building up after seeing this movie. This movie um, can get to you, and if you're not careful, it also affect your judgment in how to properly and fairly rate this movie. So I decided to wait a few days. Get my cowboys clothes out and actually give you my honest opinion on the movie and not let what it was showing me cloud my judgment. Now, does it mean I'm going to touch on the topic at hand? Yes, I am. I am going to talk to the top of the hand, but in its separate video to have a very general discussion about the subject matter that the movie was trying to say. But this is basically judge on one thing and not judge the movie, which I'm supposed to. That's a little bit inappropriate and unprofessional, even though I'm not getting paid to do the review. It is an opinionated movie. It is an opinionated review, of course, but it should be an excuse for allowing my emotions to cloud my better judgment, and so that's the reason why this review is coming out a little late. With that being said, what did I thought about the movie? Well, Concussion, acting wise, I thought was very good. I thought Will Smith did a very good job of bringing up a character who have discovered a disease that which went under the radar for so long, a disease that pretty much over time, after head injuries, after football players collide, can actually come back and have devastating results. Football players start losing memory, started going mad, and end up dying because of the injuries they have gotten from football over time. I thought the film actually brought the case very well, and I thought the acting was very well done. Him playing this doctor who discovered CTE was very direct, and I thought he did a good job performance, despite the fact that I was kind of worried that Will Smith couldn't pull off the African accents. He did a very good job. I think the only problem I have with is the romantic interest they have done. I really, for reasons I really can't even explain, I wasn't really interested in that part of the movie, although it became part of the film dynamics. I really didn't really care too much about it. I was really more focused on what was being presented to me, which is a doctor who who's working in Pittsburgh, who is pretty much a forensic guy who's trying to find the cause of death. He's pretty much working in morgue, and the film describes how he automatically felt that nobody, a healthy person like one of the football players that came to him, just die like that. A healthy person don't just die and commit the stuff he committed. So he went searching. He even spent part of his own money, which is not cheap, $20,000, just to get the test. And what he finds even shocked him more. Now, once he made the connection between that and the NFL, is when the NFL started to really push back on his claim, because they're attacking the shield and they're trying to protect the shield, even though they themselves know that there was some truth to the matter. But to him, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't have any professionalism, and they do everything they can to basically keep this guy from actually revealing something big. This film really shows the struggle he has, and how much he actually risks in terms of himself, in terms of his family, in terms of his own safety, to try to speak out against what is clearly something going on in the NFL, head injuries going on in the NFL, and how it was affected them. It wasn't until the third act that you start to see how they could no longer ignore the situation, and they had to come to accept the fact that something was was happening, but it didn't. But it took a long time, and you really go see it went through what he had to go through. They really was trying to ruin this guy's career, and that's the thing I actually like. They showed the overall risk that his that he was that Will Smith's character put through. And I gotta tell you, for what it's worth, just on the acting alone, it got me to do more research on this very hot topic because, well, you know or not, it's not officially settled yet. Yes, there was a lawsuit going in, and at one time there was actually talks about the settlement, which the judge, a federal court, actually rejected the settlement. So we don't know what's going to happen. It may take another year before we finally see something get resolved. But it did open up people's eyes to what was actually going on. It even opened up people's eyes today, where a lot of people who saw this film have a new perspective as to the risk the football players was going through. And this movie did a good job of presenting that. Acting-wise, again, I think the acting was solid. I was very, very happy to see Baldwin in this movie. He actually surprised me in this film. I didn't expect too much from him, but his character plays an important role because he was a part of that football family, that that shield that they go on to protect. And he brought up some very interesting concepts about what they had to do to get the guys ready for football and the sacrifices they had to make sure their guys are ready. But he even realized that something is going on, but he also realized the political nonsense that goes with it. So the film movie was very, very direct in trying to show us this type of stuff that's going on. The thing that really bothers me is that I kind of wish that the movie wise, in terms of the story, was better structured. Like I said, there was a lot of over exaggerated things, but you kind of question what is fact versus what is actually pure fiction. And this is where you got to be very careful with movies based on true events. You have to separate what is actually really true versus what they're playing for dramatic effect. And I think this is the thing that hurts me with this movie, is that there's a lot of stuff where I came out walking like, wow, I got the great information. I'm glad I watched this film, but I just can't help but wonder if a lot of these things that was shown to me was played for dramatic effect, especially during the final climax when he's making that grand speech about towards the a room of people, and you see he's seeing the goals of the season. I'm saying, did he really see that, or is it just a movie doing that to bring more dramatic effect? I kind of wish they stopped doing it and let the events talk for itself. But then again, when you're dealing with films, sometimes they feel they need to put that kind of effect to get their point across. To me, it doesn't really necessary, but I know others may feel differently. To me, sometimes it becomes more of a distraction and make the subject matter less believable than what it tends to be, and that's always a negative when a film like that goes too far into that. So much dramatic stuff that I just kind of scratched my head over. However, that's not knocking the fact that Will Smith, this is probably one of his best performances I've seen in a while, and this was a film that I can actually say that it's going to earn him a lot of awards. Whether it's Academy Award worthy, I can't really tell you. I don't know. If I have to be honest, I don't think he's going to be nominated. I think that's it's unfortunate, but I think other awards shows, I think, will definitely give him the interest. He's definitely did a great job in performance. Even the actress who played alongside him, she was actually pretty good. So the movie itself, acting wise, was very, very solid. I just wish the story itself was more solid than what I have gotten. Again, they got their point across, which is very, 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 very good. And I recommend not just moviegoers to see this movie, but also those mothers and fathers who have children in sports, not just football, but in sports, to see this film, because it really shows the risk, especially at that very end of the film. It really shows the risk that you're putting your kids through when playing these sports, and that's the thing that I think that that you really get the importance of what these athletes, young and old, is risking when they go out there and play these sports on a daily basis, especially when you're having head-to-head contact like that. And I think that's this alone, I recommend that for those to watch. It's a three-star movie. Like I said, it's not the greatest film I've seen, but it is well acted. There's no denying that. I think what they was trying to bring out, especially bring attention to something that's been very much a hot issue even today. That's something I think they did a good job for. And overall, I think this is a very good movie. For anything else, for those who want to be aware of the injuries that sustained by playing sports, as well as just being mindful of the events that actually have happened leading up to now. Because whether you know it or not, a lot of people who have seen this film just was shocked that this has actually happened, especially how the NFL's handling of a very serious topic. Instead of just trying, to help out and get more information, it seemed they was trying to do everything they can to shut down information for the sake of the sport. And that's something I will talk about in a separate video later on down the road. But this movie is a three-star movie. I'm glad I watched it. I'm glad that I actually had the opportunity to see this film. Again, I kind of wish I could give it more, but like I said, the story itself, the structure of how the film was not really as strong as I wanted to be, especially when it felt like they really was trying to put more of that dramatic effect rather than just tell the story as in its entirety the way I feel they should have. You guys may disagree. I like to hear your opinion. I'd love to hear what you have to say. But until then, this is J77 saying take care, be safe. I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.